We got special guests, and it's an honor to have him on the program, HUD Secretary Ben Carson, who's visiting Louisiana for the next couple of days. Mr. Secretary, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It is an honor and pleasure to have you today visiting our great state.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm always happy to be in this state.
You know, when you were named the HUD Secretary, I got to tell you, me and Brandon, my producer, we were really excited because we knew we really enjoyed watching you through the years, and we think the world of you. And I know that your position, you've really working your fanny off. What's the purpose of coming through Baton Rouge and New Orleans? I know it's got a lot to do with the flooding and stuff that's happened to us a year or so ago.
Well, first of all, let me just say that HUD is sort of a continuation of what I was doing before. Before it was, trying to give children a second chance at life. Mm-hmm. But so often after providing that chance, you had to put them back into a terrible environment. And now I have an opportunity to work on that environment. So it's come full circle.
Yes, sir.
But coming here, where I think we probably had more experience with disasters than pretty much any other state, maybe Florida, but neck and neck. And, have had an opportunity, I will have an opportunity to see what's been done with the funding, what the lessons have been that have been learned. And also, there's some developments here where they're taking a more holistic approach at looking at, how you can develop people. And that's really what I'm more concerned about, rather than just putting people under a shelter. We have to understand that we only have 330 million people. And unless we spend a lot more time concentrating on how we develop our people, we're not going to be able to compete in the future with China that has 4 times more people than we do, India 4 times more people than we do. So we've got to get bang for the buck.
Yeah, no doubt about it. HUD Secretary Ben Carson, my special guest. So your job is to come in and kind of see what they've been doing with flood money, or a little bigger picture than that?
Yeah, with not only with flood money, I'm going all the way back as far as, Katrina.
Sure.
Because, you're talking, $16+ billion is a lot of funding. But also having an opportunity to look at some of the housing developments that have been rebuilt and some of the new ones that have been built with public-private partnerships.
Yes, sir.
And some of those have been done extremely well. And that really represents the new model. The old model being the government riding in on a white horse with a bucket of money, say, let's build this thing, and then moving on to the next project while the other one deteriorates. That doesn't work. But when you have something that's a public-private partnership, you have continued local interest, and it goes on for decades, and that maintains the property, because we want everybody to have, a safe and a decent and a thriving place to live.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. HUD Secretary Ben Carson, Mr. Secretary, when you come through something like this and you look through, and I'm sure you got different angles that you look at that we don't need to hear about today, but do you write a report? Do you go back and do you write a report saying this is the good, the bad, the ugly, or is that not what this is? How do you handle that? Because I'm sure if you're coming through here, you want to see some results, and you want to see some maybe new angles on the way maybe they're spending money or the way things are going.
Yes, of course we take. I have staff with me. We take very careful notes, and we are interested not only in what the government officials have to say.
Yes, sir.
But we also want to talk to the people who are the developers. We want to talk to the people who are the tenants. We want to talk to the businesses. We want to talk to everybody and get the total perspective. That's what we've been doing for the last few months, and it's already resulted in some significant changes in the way that we do things. Because my feeling is that the government works for the people. The people don't work for the government. So we really have to have your hand on the pulse of what it is that is effective for the people and what it is that's not effective.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we're speaking to HUD Secretary Mr. Ben Carson. Mr. Secretary, have you come through Louisiana before and before Katrina, after Katrina, and had an idea of kind of what you come into, kind of what you're looking at, or is this no different than any other state?
No, Louisiana is quite unique. I've been here multiple times, before and after Katrina. As you, I'm sure, know, it's a tremendous convention state.
Sure.
So, we had many of our medical conventions here. I've vacationed here with my family. There's just a lot of stuff to see here. And it's a relatively unique part of Americana. So I've also had a chance to see, I'll be able to tell when I see a place how different it is.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's why I was asking, because, we are unique. It's a great place to live. We got really good people here. Our politics sometimes is kind of tough. But as far as the culture and the people here, and look, it's kind of almost three different states in one, and that kind of bleeds in. I mean, New Orleans is kind of like another country. And you come up a little bit further below Alexandria, and that's another part of the country, Cajun culture in Baton Rouge and Houma and Thibodeau. Then you come up to Ellick, to Monroe, to Shreveport, which is a whole different culture.
Absolutely.
And I still think that's why we kind of like we are. And I lived in the northern part. I'm from the southern part, and now I'm in another part of it. So I love our culture. Like I said, our politics sometimes kind of rough, but our culture, we got good people here. This is it's been a blessing to live here. Somebody asked me I do a talk show, so I get on us and challenge some stuff statewide, and I've been asked to leave many times, and I told them I was never leaving. I love it here too much.
Hey, we got to get into a mindset where we're willing to openly discuss anything that we differ on. That's the thing that makes America great.
Sure.
And that's one of the advantages of diversity, but diversity becomes a disadvantage if you're not willing to talk.
Mm-hmm.
If you get into corners and you throw stones at each other, then it's not an advantage at all.
Yeah, it was amazing. When I started this program, I was in Monroe. I'm in the Cajun country in Lafayette. Now, my goal was to connect the state because I just thought it was such a unique place. Like I said, our politics, I pull my hair out sometime, but that's a whole other story. All right, you're in here for a couple of days. You basically, I saw your itinerary. You're going to go through, we wish you could have came down here in the Lafayette area because we had problems here too, but I know you're going to go through Denham Springs, which was really hit hard, and then you're going to make it down, I think, through Baton Rouge and New Orleans. So you're going to do that over the next 2 days.
Exactly. And have an opportunity to spend some time with Senator Kennedy and with Governor Edwards and some of the other local officials as well.
But being interesting. Well, Dr. Carson, we do appreciate it. God bless. We wish you the best of luck. Have some fun. And look, this is not like Mexico. You can drink the water, but my suggestion is eat the food because the food here is excellent.
You can't help but have fun in Louisiana. Thanks a lot. Take care now.
Thank you. HUD Secretary Ben Carson, God bless, visiting Louisiana today and tomorrow and dealing with the disaster that happened, the floods. He's going to check and see the progress. That's why I asked him about the report, Brandon. I think it's very important that he puts together something, what we see. Now, we had a lady on before him who was really upset that money's not getting out to the people.
Right.
He may not see that because in Louisiana, we're very vigilant. We really are. We're going to do it if you're going to get out the way. We'll do it ourselves. Yeah. And a lot of people have done that with their homes. A lot of people I've heard people take 401ks. I've heard people take retirement. They just fix their homes themselves.
Tired of waiting on the federal government.
Waiting on the federal government. So, anyway, he'll be you'll see some articles, I'm sure, and some stuff with him down in the state of Louisiana. All right. Got an open line for you, 844-766-6607. Hickson has it hotline. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show.